I always say, don't be afraid to be different. You are already different, you are unique, but there's Lando Ikasiba, you have to do this. Okay, you are now at the age of, let's say 14 or 15, you have to start drinking, you have to go out with your friends and all that. So just be yourself and don't be afraid to be different, because by being different, you are following your passion.
Indiphile Madletyana una 14 years ungumntu okwa grade 9 phayana ke eGansbaai Academia apha Overstrand, in case ke umamela outside through our website. So ke uIndiphile ke umdlezana 14 years okwa grade 9 usithanda kakhulu ke isikolo sakhe, obviously yabonakala leyo.
Yeah.
Outside hours zesikolo uIndiphile urana nje i-internet cafe phi White City ezwelihle, and yes, he does have challenges ezithile, but nazo sizawuzitatsha. But he is running internet cafe, which is a wonderful thing for umntu okwi-age yakhe. But apart from that, unayo i-YouTube channel kubigama layo ngu-Indiphile Madletyana's Astronomy Talks. So lo channel ke kulapho whereby ke ngoku usharisha nje information to do with the astronomy to his followers, and from time to time ubamba live sessions pha ku Facebook, whereby ke sizibiza nge Q&A, whereby ke ubuzwa i-questions kubekho i-answers ezisuka directly from uIndiphile. Awutyam ushap?
I am great, thanks, and yourself?
Cool man, we're doing well. Just pull the mic towards you. Another thing abantu ufuneka bayazi is that ucomfortable ukucommunicate ngesilungu, iphushe nje kancinci and then yabona le arm abantu abalanduki efondini kufuneka sibachazele ukuthi eyona language esebenza lula for wena ile esibolekayo, because again kwisikolo kuso isiXhosa it's only one subject, and it yes, so from there ke ngoniyakhumsha imini yonke.
Obviously.
Okay, just like uCharlotte Mbatha naye uye kwezi zigela ke ezikhumshayo, so you know it's very understandable because that's what you do all day, every day.
Yeah.
Sure mfethu. Siyakwamkela kuZiyakhipha6to8 kunye myself uD no 20 beats.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
welcome man.
Mfethu khawusichazele, first of all masiya straight kula question ekudala sisilwa ngayo mna noThoni. I-astronomy versus i-astrology, khawusichazele ezo terms, enye ithetha ukuthini while enye ithetha ukuthini?
Well, astronomy is the study of the universe. That's the simplest definition of astronomy. And then astrology, it has to do with the stars and constellations. How are they related to one's, personality? So with the astronomy, there's observational astronomy and then there's theoretical astronomy. They go together, but they are all astronomy. So with astrology and astronomy, they are very different, because when you are studying astronomy, it doesn't have to do with your personality, because there's ezando kuthiwa zodiac signs. They are all in astrology. So you'll find out about umntu researches about their zodiac sign and changes their personality, which I find very stupid. Sorry to say that, but yeah.
Funding on that point. Kaloku andithi sifunda ezi magazine, and it's because there's trust from ezi sources, ezi company that prints i-magazine.
Yeah.
So ubona ukuthi xa ukhila pha back, and i-magazines akhona most yazo le mihlobo i-fancy ezeziglamorous, uyabona nawo ba i-standard siphezulu apha, the content ekhoyo kule magazine. So xa ukhila pha back ufumanise ukuthi uba kuthiwa abantu abazalwe ngo September ngabantu abanje, okanye abantu abazalwe ngo October banje umthetho wabo. So because I'm coming from that background engenalo lwazi, I'm starting to think ukuthi hey man, this information is trustable. So if ke ngingumuntu ozalwe around ela xesha, I start thinking uba kunokwenzeka mhlawumbe ndinje nam, ingathi kuthethwa nam apha. So I think silandela njalo singabanye.
Yeah.
It's not really because yamalibeke nje njalo ukuthi we end up kanjalo not knowing ukuthi no actually it's a wrong idea as you put it, so it's a wrong idea in other words.
Well, not fully a wrong idea. You can know your star sign, you can know your zodiac sign or whatever, but it's a wrong idea when you change your personality because of your star sign, because umntu abe injubaqa because star sign sakhe it's how it's explained. So that's why I say it's quite a wrong idea when it comes to that.
Hey, siyafunda every day. Siyafunda every day. So at what point ebomini bakho did you realize ukuthi no man ndithanda iastronomy mina?
Well, it's very recent. It was in 2019 when I went for an astro quiz competition together with 3 other learners. We're a group, a team of 4, together with Miss Buyile, who was my natural science teacher in grade 7, Elukanyo. So we went through round 1 and round 2, and then round 3 was held in Cape Town at the South African Astronomical Observatory, SAAO. So unfortunately for us, it was our last round, but that's the point where I realized that astronomy is a very interesting study, and I love it.
So ungathini like nge-reaction yabazali bawo?
Well, before I started making videos, I just had an interest in astronomy. And then when I decided to take it to the public, obviously parents are very supportive when into is positive. So yeah, my parents are very supportive, and they always wish me well because I'm not doing one of those negative things. Yeah.
On that point, how is it possible that uhlala elokishini where you get to see the same thing ebonwa ngumuntu wonke phambi kwakhe, yet when uyakwazi ukuthi ungabikho involved kwezo zinto ezi-negative at your age, and you look so matured, xa uthethayo yonke into ethethayo iyacaca iyavakala ingathi sithetha nomuntu omdala than i-14 years. Uyimanage njani? How do I manage it xa ndikwi-age yakho and wanting to be like you?
Well, it's simply by choosing who you hang out with. Choose your friends, because when you link up with, negative people, there's that pressure that you get from them, and then they influence you. So you choose who you vibe with, and just know yourself. If you know yourself, then everything else will be perfect.
Wow. Hayi ke siyafunda njengoba njilo sihleli sifunda okokoko ayigugelwa lento icacile bano ayigugelwa at all mfethu I do know ba zikhona I talks somewhere ezikoneni about astronomy club.
Yeah.
So ndine interest yokuthi number 1 indoni astronomy club, kwenzeka ntoni apho, just khawusnike nje information epheleleyo ukuthi what's up with lendo ye concept le astronomy club?
Well, astronomy club is where we will be a group of people around Ziyakhipha6to8, where we will get together and discuss astronomical concepts. That way, even someone else who's interested can simply join the club, because there are people who told me that they are interested in astronomy as well, but you'll find out that there's nothing much that they can do about that. So if ukhona umuntu ezwelile who's interested in astronomy, who loves astronomy, that way they will be able to, practice their passion for astronomy through this astronomy club.
Ingaba mhlawumbe since ungumuntu oyang sikudala sichaze age yakho, u expect mhlawumbe age in terms of age mhlawumbe limits zithini?
Well, there are no limits, because you also said that imfunda igugelwa. So there are no limits. Anyone, any age group can join.
Very interesting. So imagine ukuthi abantu abadala abane experience eninzi kwi-astronomy being part of the club, abantu abayang being part of the club, just by sitting here already mna sene picture yayo after you explained.
Yeah.
And I wish ukuthi nyani ingaske yenzeke londo leyo. It will be good for i-township yethu, ikasi yethu, izwelihle, which is where you belong. And I'm sure ukuthi ekukhuleni kwayo it could easily attract nabanye abantu from ezinye communities like Masakane and Claremont. Uyabona?
Yeah.
So pick up on that idea mfethu. I'm sure abantu bamamele and kamnandi ke pha ku YouTube ababukeleyo, I'm sure they're already making means ukuthi they need to get in touch with you. So sakwenza sure ukuthi details zakho ziba khona, they will know what to do ke ngoko from now going forward. Ukhona ku YouTube. And hey, une material for ndineninzi pha ku YouTube already. Content yakho ayininzi. Xa sijonga eyothi content.
Yo asisakhasa kusafuneka ukuthi hey sijime impela yo.
Uphambili fonini. Uyasihlaza uyasexpose. Usihlaza kohlobo loba uyasexpose ukuthi nemba ingathi ni slow. Mfethu ndifunde a lot going through i-videos zakho ku YouTube ku channel yakho. Before sizongena kwi videos, ukhona omnye umuntu mhlawumbe ocompete naye apha Overstrand okanye andiyazi mhlawumbe wena usikele umhlaba ongakanani ukuthi I want to attract abantu abakule area. So kulo mhlaba usikele wona ukhona umuntu mhlawumbe that you compete with?
Well, I can say I have competition when you just speak on, let's say, content creation. But when you specify that astronomical content creation, I have no competition. No competition in areas that surround us, like Claremont, Gansbaai, Stanford. So I have no competition when it comes to astronomy videos.
Wow. Tony? Uquiet Tony?
Yeah, yazi like mamele, and I'm thinking ba when I lendo ukuthi kungabe ne competition, like does it come to you as a positive thing okanye as a negative? Do you feel like if ubuna competition ibe khona into ebezoba different?
Well, the competition, I don't take it as a negative. I think we can grow each other, especially if sense a positive, like creating educational videos. So I think it would be very good if I had a competition in areas. That way, astronomy is reaching other people through la competition.
Yeah.
So believe akwintsebenzisana.
Yeah, working together.
Okay. Mfethu understand ukuthi talking to umuntu ona 14 ocinga ngolhlobo, it becomes that wow moment every time osinika i-answers zakho. And the answer is natural because we have had a couple of chats and I know ukuthi awukhomdo ukucoachileyo. This is who you are on a daily basis. So londo leyo, just looking at ilendo apho nhlele khona ngoku andizukufihlela inspired. And now a question endizibuza yona is, how do you arrive kwindoba ukwazi ucinga ngolhlobo at your age? Ube ngulomuntu unje at your age. How does that work? Ingaba kukho material on a daily basis oyifundayo oyisebenzisayo that expands knowledge yakho outside of astronomy? Ingaba mhlambi izikhona mhlambi izinto uzimamelayo, maybe speech that you follow. What is it that you do ends uba ube this sharp asesikhumsha sithi sharp?
Well, since ndine internet, I always explore. I visit many websites in a day. So I think because I love reading, I do a lot of reading, by the way. I love reading, and I love reading izinto that are related to life, because that's where we get life lessons through reading, through watching content. So I explore on YouTube, I explore on the search engine Google, because I have internet. So I do a lot of reading.
This is the search I'm.
Well,
because sonke siyasearcha, sonke sinayo idata somehow, noma mhlambi idata e5 noba e10 but sonke xa sifumene ithuba loba siyo checka siye online, whether mhlambi siya ku Facebook siyo searcha khona okanye siya kwezinye siya searcha. Wena usearcha ntoni?
Well, because I follow a lot of public figures or icons, I research about them. Some of them are authors, public speakers, all that. So I search about them, I read their books, they have ebooks online. So yeah, I follow a lot of icons. That's what I search.
One or two, amagama?
There's Ziyakhipha6to8. There's Steve. There's Steve Harvey. There's actually Steve Jobs. There's actually a lot.
Yeah.
Then it explains it. We understand about why and we are wondering. So now that you broke it down, then it explains about kutheni. I want to bring it into easy terms about kutheni. Now we understand about kutheni because I'm familiar nalamagama. Diyabaza abantu uthetha ngabo. Some of them diyabafollower nam ovusithembekwayo especially.
Yeah.
So wow, but at your age kulapho ke ngoku puzzles ukuthi wow, who introduced you kule content? Because xa ukhula umncinci and you are given a cell phone or you are given an opportunity to internet, how likely is it as umuntu omnyama waselokishini that you're going to choose abantu abadala kunawe instead of maybe boma TikTok content apho kujayivwayo kwenza izinto ezenziwayo at this age? So who introduced that? What is it that pushed you towards Leia direction?
Well, there's a local businessman who owns a security company, Madletyana. So he owns the internet cafe, but I manage it because he's not around most of the time. So him being present has actually opened the door for me, because the internet cafe allowed us to go in and do whatever. We also get some pocket money through the internet cafe. So yeah, he's the one that introduced internet cafe White City, because we only had Kwamtu and we couldn't even go there to do internet surfing. So we do it for free there, and yeah, that's him.
So clearly data is not one of the challenges that you face, but about what like challenges do you face in the process of like go create a content go figure out?
Well, the main problem with the content creation is what you use to take your videos. So e-camera has been a very big challenge for me when I started last year in September. So e-camera has been a huge problem, and it was easy to upload these videos on YouTube, but it was hard to take these videos with a phone or a camera. So that's the challenge I've had, but that challenge ended last month. I don't know if I should start speaking about my Sansa relationship now.
Bro, let's go.
All right.
Shoot.
So the challenge ended when I was in contact with the South African National Space Agency, in which they allowed me to use their facilities to shoot my videos. So I am using their camera, I'm using their facilities, so I am covered. I'm covered.
So meaning it was only like a one challenge, then after that one was sorted, as it is any challenges that you face on a daily?
Well, there's no much challenges. Yeah, so it was that challenge, and I think it has been eased now because of the South African National Space Agency.
Okay, shout out to the South African
National Space Agency. And to be specific with the South African National Space Agency, it was Thandile Vundu. He's the one I've been speaking to.
Utiv.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Utiv. Kamnandi will put up a picture yake. Siyabathanda ke abantu abanjalo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The reason why sizakwenza show by picture yake is up is because abantu abanjalo siyabathanda, abantu who decide ukuthi they will pull omnye umuntu ngesandla.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ubra. Yeah, na kanjani. Benifuna uqonda ba you don't have to buy with details zokuthi ithini into yakho no Sansa, but ibilula kangakanani to transition from la muntu besokola nge-cell phone to having le relationship, because I don't think you walked in there and then boom dinikwe camera. So I want to clarify ukuthi umuntu omameleyo angayithathi wrong acimba acifana mhlambi it was just easy, but you just walked in one day kwa grand. Just take us through ukuthi mhlambi nakhona ithathe ixesha lingakanani without going deep into details.
Well, it only took 2 meetings.
Okay.
2 short meetings because when I went there for the first time, I met with Uputandile, and then he told me that I can use the facility, but I have to meet the director. So that was the next meeting. So they told me that I must give them a schedule for the whole year when I will be shooting these videos. So before all that, last year I have had multiple meetings with Uputandile Futi, and he introduced me to one of the club members. There's a club here, actually, Harmanas Astronomy Club. It's actually very old people. I'm the youngest, and so he introduced me to that person, and I have membership to the club, and I'm not paying for that membership because that person is paying for me. And he also gives me, there's a book that comes out yearly. It's called The Sky Guide. So it shows star patterns, it shows constellations. So I've been given that book for free as well. So yeah, through that meeting with Uputandile, I'm now a member of the Hermanas Astronomy Club.
I imagine ukuthi la membership ayikho chipanga and the book you got, I imagine ukuthi ayo book nje ayo ncwadi cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, shout out to anonymous lo muntu lo okuncedayo.
Yeah.
And nansi ke ngoku ndifumene lento. You already had a plan, that is why kuye kwathatheka nje i-meeting ezimbini that abantu abakuyindawo ezi-serious ezifana neSANSA, including that you had to meet with the director at your age. From talking to you, they noticed ukuthi we are not wasting ixesha lethu apha kuyabonakala uba ikhona into ezawuphuma xa sibolekisa mhlawumbe kwaye sinikeza ngecamera yethu. We are actually helping umuntu ozincedayo. I'm trying to highlight that because sometimes sifuna ufumana izinto, sometimes I feel like zizinto that we don't deserve, but sifilisha ukuthi si entitled uba sinikwe loo nto leyo. So it shows ukuthi no, you actually deserve it because nansi track record already udibana nabo sewune plan yonyaka wonke for you. Yeah. Anyway, without dwelling much kuloo ndawo, mfethu ikhona le benifuna ukubuza yona before indibaleka because sesithethile musi nge-relationship yakho no Landuka no SANSA. You also had iLanduka online news reports ubuzenza ezwelihle at some point. Yeah, khawusichazele mfondini iphelele phi isaqhubeka?
Well, we are still looking for e-articles, but we paused for about 2-3 weeks because we didn't have content. But the vision is clear. It's not like the vision became blurry when I started making videos. So we are still doing the online news reports. We'll come back because I'm still organizing a team behind these news reports so that it may not look like I am pushing a family legacy or something. So yeah, I'm still organizing a team. The name of the channel is Kasi Exposure News. We do have a couple of videos on YouTube. You can check them out anytime. So with online news report, we are still coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, because I also saw ne interview le eno Flow T, the local artist.
Yeah, we had him here, by the way. Shout out to Flow T, Ebelapa naye, and we were happy to see ukuthi ubune interview naye omjida. So yes, as Utwen is asking.
Okay, so uFlowty, I saw a music video yalango Mitha Ilobali. And then I was surprised that all this can come out from Izwelihle. So I wanted to expose him as a local artist, and also I wanted to also push my news channel at the same time.
Yeah.
So I interviewed him about the music video, and he agreed to be interviewed, and yeah, that's how it went.
This is one thing in Dithandayo. Young people making sure they put on other young people.
Yeah.
Yabona lo way.
Njalo.
Yes, otherwise ayidinga londo i-currency leyo. I-currency that's i-petrol esidingayo bethunana leyo. Abanye abantu badinga nje ubagalelele nje ilitanyana. You know, akwazi usuka from point A to B. Ukhona umuntu who can pick up from UB to UC. Astronomy ingaba mhlambi khona indawo uqonba uyafuna ukuthi ukuyivisitele okanye mhlambi ultimately uyohlala khona because mhlambi isenzeka kakhulu mhlambi iqhaphakile kulandawo iastronomy. Umzekelo I know ba indaba yeboxing is strong e-Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
Right? So that type of thing. Ingaba mhlambi khona indawo apha eSouth Africa whereby astronomy is strong khona and uyahalela ukuthi ingaske nami ndiyodlala kada.
Well, it's actually Cape Town. Because that's where the South African Astronomical Observatory is. I visited it once for the Astro Quiz, and I would like to actually live close to it because I love the exciting work they do there. So it's actually Cape Town and also Sutherland. They also have a very big telescope. I think it's as big as this house. It actually opens ebusuku, and then people observe gala telescope.
You mean if venue opens ebusuku okanye telescope itself opens ebusuku?
Well, the venue.
Okay.
Yeah, and also nasemini yavula. But observations, you obviously need the night sky, yeah, to see the stars clearly.
Glow point kanye singas because andifuna ba sithi hayi sizayibeka later sawuthetha ngayo later. Uthetha ngo-observer, uthetha nge-telescope, unayo nawe I know i-telescope.
Yeah.
So chaza mhlamba indoni i-telescope emntwini ongena idea, and what does it do, wenza ndoni ngeyakho, and how njengoba uchilo eyakho wena ingakanani njengoba usithi le yalandawo it's quite big yalingana mhlambi nale room.
Well, I have a refractor telescope. There's a refractor telescope and there's a reflector telescope.
Refractor and reflector.
Yeah.
Googlishani kaloku. Lizayibam.
So reflector it uses mirrors, and then refractor uses light. So the one I have is a refractor telescope. It's a small telescope, quite a simple telescope. You can zoom in and out. It's really simple to use. It's not like any other telescopes that are very, complicated. So telescope is an object that you use to look into the night sky and have a closer look at the moon and at the sky.
So ubuka ke ngoku the sky through a telescope, ubona ndoni? Khasinike nje umfanekiso.
Well, you have to master setting it up before you even look with eyepiece. So if you master setting it up, then you will see a very close look of the moon. Also the stars, you won't believe how big they are through a telescope. They actually look a bit like the moon when you look through a telescope. So you do see a very close look of the moon when you look through a telescope, and also the stars, they are very clear. The color, you can differentiate between stars.
Amazing stuff. What about ilanga nenyanga? What is it mhlambe uqonda ba abantu, most yabantu are not aware ngelanga and okanye mhlambi ngenyanga, the moon?
Well, the sun, it's so big in such a way that over 1 million Earths could fit inside ilanga. That's how big it is. you see the total diameter of the Earth
Mhm.
1,000,000 times.
Singafitisha i-Earth ezi-million pie,
Million inside
or
the
even
sun.
a bit more.
Over 1,000,000 in fact.
Shucks.
Also, the actual color of the sun is white, but one would argue and say, how is it white? Because I see yellow. We see yellow.
Yeah, every day is one
It's
way.
one way.
Yeah, we see yellow because we look at the sun through the atmosphere. So our thick atmosphere changes the color of the sun. So pasibona tina, we see it as yellow.
Yeah. Before fika we had low conversation ukuthi kukho lento kuthiwa sunset
Mm.
and ku grand ku orange fondini ku yellow kuyilondo ubone xa sithatha pictures kuhle
Yeah.
nje, but we have no clue ba kwenzeka ntoni grand
Well, the sun is not moving.
kumuva thina.
We are the one moving. That's why we experience daylight and ubusuku, because we are revolving around the sun, and we are also rotating around our axis. Also, the Earth is not straight; it is tilted at about 23.5 degrees. So it's tilted, it's rotating around its axis, and it's revolving around the sun at the same time. So all that creates day and night. Yeah.
Oh, that's why ke ngoku elanga xa seliyotshona it becomes obabu orange obabu yellow goes darker into orange and then kutshone ke ngoku ilanga.
Yeah.
Yeah, sisesikela.
Also, let's go a bit into the moon, because you said the sun and the moon. So the moon is a satellite, but a natural one. When you think of a satellite, you think of that built machine looking. Yeah. So the moon is also a satellite, but it's a natural satellite, and it's the 5th largest moon in the universe. Also, it stabilizes climate. So if you see a bit of climate change here and there, the moon stabilizes all that change.
Like what's happening now, the fact that seku spring kule area yethu and jonga sinxibe njani, is that part of the
Well, it has an influence, but not that much, not in such a way that singati it's because of the moon. It's because remember, we are also moving around the sun. So those are seasons as we go all around the sun.
All right. Kukho lento kuthiwa i-black hole. Yintoni le?
A black hole is a region of space-time where gravity doesn't matter. It's a region where gravity is so strong that no electromagnetic radiation. So what I mean by electromagnetic radiation, for example, light cannot escape from a black hole because it has a very strong gravitational pull at the center, because the black hole is twisting very fast. So when you get close enough to the event horizon, it just consumes you. So scientists cannot really observe black holes from Earth. So that's why we want to know what's really inside the black hole.
Kukho i-rush ekhoyo ngoku. If you go online umamela kwindaba, kukho i-rush ukuthi siye eMars. Even into uyaziyo ngeMars sisafe kangakanani kamnandi ukhona mfethu. So we talking to the right person. Khawusichazele mfethu uba access sizawulunga phayana kuMars, and how long would it take? How close are we uba siyohlala kuMars? Kukho ntoni kadazi? Ngaba khona mhlawumbe i-tavern into ezinjalo? I'm sure someone is asking themselves the same question. So
Mars is often called the red planet because it's highly known of its red color. So NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, wants to take humans to Mars by 2030. And if you may remember, last year around November, there was a rover called the Mars Perseverance rover that landed on Mars to search for life. But till to date, there's not been life found on Mars. But to live on Mars, you'll need to have water systems that are relevant, and also because we are on Mars, when you're on Earth, most you breathe in oxygen and you breathe out carbon dioxide. So when you are on Mars, you'll need to have oxygen so that you can be able to breathe. Because if you'll check some pictures of Mars, you'll find out there are people who live in some sort of a glass. So that glass is supplying oxygen to them.
So far basathumele nje irobot ene camera pha kuyo.
Yeah, irover.
Yeah. Yes, elandukayo ebonayo ukuthi so kunje apha.
Yeah.
Yes, ndifuna ukwenza sure ukuthi ndi break it down in simple terms so that umuntu akuthi abe ne understanding. The time is theater the other day we talked about ilanduka the Hubble. And as mhlawumbe ufuna ukuthi kancinci nje chapha because yandi excited naleyo ukuthi kukho this thing ekhoyo in the sky okuthiwa iHubble and yenza umsebenzi omhle. Ndizibonile videos ne pictures akhona enqondo ba zino wow ngaphakathi.
Yeah, the Hubble takes really good pictures. And it's Hubble.
Ndiyekile ba ndibize ngelandoka iHubble le yasekasi.
Yeah, I want to point out that so that we are speaking about the Hubble.
Yeah.
So the Hubble it takes really good pictures and videos from space and sends them to Earth. So it's controlled from Earth, and then these people, these scientists control it to move around, control it to take pictures, take videos. And I'm thinking of doing a video on that because I can see it really interests you. So yeah, that's the work of the Hubble.
Shout out to EU3A, University of the Third Age. Difunde into ezininzi phayana ukuthi there's ilanduka the Hubble and nezinye nje ezinye subject to do with science, whether mhlambi health and so on. Tony, andazi mhlambi already ngala question yakho okanye ndibuze le ndinayo.
Hayi, ubuze le unayo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Indiphile. Bengayazi into ba kukho ilanduka into ezifana nabo birth, abo temperature, nokufa, death. Bengayazi into ezinjalo ziya apply when it comes to inyanga, stars. Sorry, ingwekwezi.
Sorry, yeah.
Ingwekwezi, yes, stars. I didn't know into ezinjalo ziya apply ukuthi hey, there's something called ikhona into edibene ne birth of a star. Kube into edibene ne temperature and so on. How start sell?
So stars are born within the clouds of dust, and they are scattered throughout galaxies. So when a star is born, it is sent somewhere, because there are galaxies. Our galaxy is called the Milky Way, and our galaxy in the neighborhood is called the Andromeda galaxy. We have different types of galaxies. So when a star is born, it's sent to these galaxies, scattered throughout these galaxies. And we wanted to know about temperature as well. So temperature, we see it through a color of star. For example, if it's blue or red or yellow, the temperature. That's how we see it, through a color of the star. And then when a star exhausts nuclear fuel, it dies. So that's how it dies, when it's exhausting nuclear fuel.
Okay. Uthethe ngegalaxies ndiyacinga le lapha empokothweni le ngiqela SMS ngayo.
Yeah, like ngithemba ukuthi like unazo like dreams, like, or I would say goals. So ba like i-content yakho like ibe kwi-platforms ezibhika for ba uthole nawe audience like improved, yabo. Yeah, so ibingase like nawe ubheke nje i-camera ukhulume ne-owners ama-platform ba yini le oyifunayo, kuphi i-radio or i-TV, yabo.
Yeah, I have very big dreams of airing my content on television. Why? Because I want to reach a very broad audience with this content. So if my content is aired on television, many more people will learn from a person from Ezwelihle. And it's not about me presenting, but it's about the person who's watching learning something from me. So that's what it's all about.
Wow. Great. Yeah, sure. Bamamele ke nivile ke executives kwezindawo make a plan. Mfethu siyarepisha ngoku. Kukho umuntu olingana nawe, kukho umuntu oyounger than wena ekasi omnye mhlambi semdalana kunawe ekasi one talent, one passion for something, but ke ngoku akayazi ukuthi where to start. Unez ideas, uyacinga, uyazibona, uyavisualize, unemibono ukuthi uzibona sesendaweni ethile senza okunoku but akayazi bamkaqalephi. Uthini kumuntu onjalo?
I always say don't be afraid to be different. You are already different, you are unique, but there's lando ekasiba you have to do this. Okay, you are now at the age of let's say 14 or 15, you have to start drinking, you have to go out with your friends and all that. So just be yourself and don't be afraid to be different, because by being different you are following your passion.
Noba mhlambi zikhona izinto ezithethekayo ukuthi hayi man wena uslow, wena umathile, bathi umathile uyibhari, things like that. Noba ziyathetheka into ezinjalo, ungawari, just be different. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just be different.
Okay. Mfethu ikhona into enzekileyo ebomini bakho and pick up later after sesivumelene ngendaba interview and so on.
Yeah.
Kukho i-tragedy enzekileyo isehlo that I think with the permission yakho singakwazi uthetha ngayo ukuthi kwenzeke ntoni recently, which is something that set you back a bit ebomini.
Yeah, well, I experienced some of my uniform being burnt by a person who went in and burnt a wardrobe, but luckily the neighbors managed to go in and stop the fire from spreading. Thank you very much for that to the neighbors. So it happened by my school blazer to be burnt. So I did make a post on Facebook that looking for donations, any contribution, and we are now on 350 and our goal is 600. I would like to thank Sis Angel Xakeka, who donated an amount of 100 rand towards this. Also Tamavala, the director of Mavala Media Space, who happens to be manager of Bravo Leru, and many more great artists. Also no Sis Anati Somdaga, who donated an amount of 100 rand. 150 towards this. So all that is appreciated, very highly appreciated.
Yeah. Mfethu uku experience into ezinje at your age, it just shows ukuthi indawo sihlala kuzo ikasi, it's not that easy ukhulela kwindawo ezinjeyana. And the way ndiva ngakhona, it seems animazi lo muntu ovela wangena nje wachisa, or is it someone umaziyo? I don't mean by you need to mention amagama, but is it someone known to you?
Well, I don't want to mention him, but it's someone that we know.
You ended up ni fumana bangubani?
No, that person he was caught in the act.
Okay.
Yeah, and okay. I wasn't there, but they told me who it is. So we know the person.
Okay. Engaba mhlawumbe isizathu sakhe siyavakala, don't go into it, just ndifuna ewe okanye hayi isizathu sakhe siyavakala ukuthi why he ended up esenza that act.
Well, this person he's on drugs.
Okay.
So you can't really believe something that comes out of
or under influence.
Yeah, so we don't really know what's his reason, but So we just don't know his reason.
Okay. Iyavakala mfethu, it's also another highlight yokuthi i-areas sihlala kuzo sikhulela kuzo, look ubusy uyazama ngapha udecide uba awuzuba involved kwinto ezirong, but it comes to you in your own house, like trouble just brings itself kwi doorstep. Mfethu abantu abafuna unceda benze njani?
Well, they can find me on WhatsApp for a method of donation. Maybe I can pick it up, or they can use their cell phone. So you can touch me on WhatsApp on 064-861-5237. 064-861-5237. That's my WhatsApp number.
Okay. Abantu abafuna okay, before ndibuza leyo, ndifuna uqonda luncedo olunjani, what kind of assistance do you need?
Well, I need financial assistance because the blazer costs 600 rand at the school. So when I reach 600 rand, I will buy it from the school. So that's the kind of assistance I need.
Okay. Bavile ke, and thank you to Abo who already played a role etile, towards making sure that dream comes true. For content yakho, YouTube channel, social media handles yakho sikufumana phi, so that we can stay notified every time you drop a content entsha. Senze njani?
You can find me on Facebook. It's Indiphile, the astronomer, Madletyana. That's my personal account. And my page on Facebook is IndiM's Astronomy Talks. And on Instagram, you can find me at The Real Indiphile. On Twitter, it's The Real Indiphile. On LinkedIn, it's Indiphile Madletyana. Those are my social media accounts.
Wow.
Even on YouTube, by the way, it's Indiphile Madletyana's Astronomy Talks. And you can even watch from my website. It's Indiphile Madletyana's Astronomy Talks at wordpress.com.
Okay. I-live Q&A zakho uzibamba how often?
Well, I don't have a
schedule.
Yeah, I don't have a schedule, but
okay. Mabakulandele, they will know. We announce noko before you do it, correct?
Yeah, I do announce.
Awe. Mfethu siyabulela ngexesha lakho. What a very smart young man on 14 years by the name Indiphile Madletyana. Indiphile Madletyana. Uhlale White City. Uchilo what he's running his own internet cafe, Payana, and yeah, man, he's doing big things for Umdu Ogle Asia Agoyo, and we wish you luck apako Ziyakhipha6to8, and we want to thank Whale Coast FM for lay platform yokuthi abantu bafana nawe come through and tell their story.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Good. At least nami ngijabulela ukuthi sengazi ikhala elanga yabona. Yeah.